What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome back to our show, Coach Fred Tagalog, and today we're going to be talking about what happens to the kids when parents or couples separate or get a divorce. I already know what you guys are thinking, that the kids must go with the mom. Hear me out, listen to the whole video, and I want you to think about the idea here. It might change your mind, your old school or the status quo. In this scenario, I'm assuming that the parents are both responsible. They both have jobs, they're both good role models. They're not violent, nor they are a bad role model. They're both equally good, okay? That the parents, they decided that they no longer want to be together. And this new word that I've learned, co-parenting, where the parents live apart and they co-parent the kids with the kids. So where should the kids go? Well, from the age of birth to the age of 7, the mother plays a very, very, very good and required role, because the mother, they nurture the babies, the kids, from birth all the way up to 7 years old. And those are the critical moments for the mom and the kids to bond. The mom knows exactly what kind of milk, what kind of pampers, and so on. So in that age range, the mom should be the one taking care of the kids. I feel that it should be that way all the time. Basing it on that both parents are good role models, okay? We're not talking about violence or abusive parents, okay? Just use common sense with those. You don't want to send your kid to an abusive parent. All right, so let's go back. So from birth all the way up to 7 years old, the mom should be the one taking care of the kids, because she's good at it. She knows better than the dad. Even the father can do it, but the mother is way well adapt or well equipped for that. Especially breastfeeding. If they're gonna do breastfeeding, then the mother should be the one taking care of the kids. So once the kid hit the age of 7, things change. The kids know how to go to the bathroom. They know how to feed themselves. Well, you cook the food for them and they'll eat it. They know how to bathe themselves. They know how to go to sleep. They know how to brush their teeth. Pretty much, they're like almost like a young adult. Okay, for a lack of better term. So in that age, 7 years old, they go to school and they're gonna be learning how to deal and cope with other kids, with bullies and so on, right? So this is where the father takes over. I believe that when the kids hit the age of 7, they must be living with their father. Okay? Because this is where a good father takes over and lead them. Why does the kid have to be with their father at age 7? Starting at age 7, I mean. At age 7, this is when the young adults or the young kids turning into adults, this is where they start learning how to become somebody who they want to become. So they need an image to emulate. Fathers or dads create the gold standard. Gold standard, by definition, is like a Toyota. If I told you that Toyota is a gold standard, you know what I'm talking about. Because a Toyota cars, Toyota cars, you buy them, they last forever, almost forever. They don't break down. If that is the gold standard, that means if you buy a different brand, like a Hyundai or Nissan, if it performs and lasts as long as a Toyota, then those other brand means it's good. It's a good brand. So, because the Toyota is the standard, the gold standard. So as long as other cars meet or exceed the Toyota expectation or the longevity of the Toyota, then you consider those other automakers as good as a Toyota. So Toyota would be the gold standard. If other cars don't last as long as a Toyota, then they're not the gold standard. So it's the same thing. The father sets the gold standard for the son and the daughter. That's why it's very critical for the kids to grow up with their father. The mother does not set the gold standard, and I will explain in a little bit later in this video. So for a son, when he sees his father does certain things, the way the father acts, the way he behaves in the house, the way the father behaves in the store or other friends and so on, the son looks at that as a gold standard. That's how he's supposed to be, nothing less. Better, same, but nothing less than that. So the father sets a good standard, or the gold standard. Now, the son will emulate the father, even the way he talks, the way he thinks, the way he believes in things is basically like a replica of their father. That's why. Now, for the daughters, it's the same thing. Especially for romantic purposes, because daughters don't know boys. So once they get to know their father and understand how their father behaves and the way the father talk and the way they think, the daughter will expect that their future husband or boyfriend should be as good as their father or better, nothing less. Without the father figure, daughters will grow up not knowing what's good enough. It's like if you're a new driver, if you never seen or heard of Toyota and you're buying a car, how would you know a Hyundai is a good car or Kia is a good car? How would you know what is good or bad? What is the standard? But if you know Toyota, then you'll compare before you buy the Kia or any other brands, you will compare it against the Toyota. That's your gold standard. So that's one of the biggest reason why you need the father, is to set the gold standards. When daughters and son grow up with a good father, their good dad, the daughters, they will pick pretty much a husband or a boyfriend that's similar attributes to their father. And the sons, they will learn what it is to become a man. They will treat their future girlfriend or wife the same way the father treats his wife. So they're like copycats. The daughters and the son, they need to be able to copy somebody as a good role model. They're not gonna copy the mom. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it is. There's something about a father or a dad, the way he is, a strong, deep voice, firm. And when a father says, "You're doing good, son," or "You're doing good, daughter," it means a lot to the kids. It's not the same as when a mother says, "You're doing good, son," or "You're doing good, daughter." It may not mean as much. It might not hit the confidence or the feel of that encouragement as much as if they would hear it from an authority. Because there's something different about a dad. A dad has a deeper voice. They're more stronger. They don't have to exhibit it, but the kids know that this is the alpha male, or this is the dad. This is the last wall. When daughters get in trouble in school with the bullies, the best parent to deal with that is the father. The father will set the tone. The father or the dad will teach the daughter how to behave and how to handle it herself. And the daughter will get that confidence. She will not be depressed. She will not be sad. She will become more confident because her father is talking to her. There's something about that bond right there that the kids can't have the same bond with their mother. Now with the son, let's say the son's getting picked on by other bullies. The father steps in, talks to the kid about those two will bond, and it will give confidence to the son. And he will be guided properly. So there's something about the father, the dad, something about it. Those kids will be more guided. And when fathers are involved in their school, daughters and son, they do well in school. Because when a father guide them and help them in school, that a small pat in their back, "You're doing good, son. You're doing great, daughter." It motivates them. They get that confidence. They get that happiness that they know they have somebody to lean on. They need that strong father gangster figure. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not the right word, but they need that confidence that somebody's going to protect and provide for them. Now, so as when kids start growing up, they're going to start getting involved in sports. Now, mothers normally they're not good in sport. They can't teach a free throw or dribble, drive, penetrate. A father normally they know how to do that. So they bond with the daughter. They bond with the kids. In my time of coaching basketball, or actually training and coaching, kids that join my club, the kids, the daughters that are very good in basketball, their father was involved right from the get-go. Now the kids that are growing up with a single mom, those are my players that I need to work on because they're not that great. It goes the same way for the boys. When the boy is really good in basketball, I already know the father is involved. I have more than half of my players, they all came from single moms. And I train all my kids, my players, almost 7 days a week because I just want them to be good. We were all gym rats. So from there, when it comes to sports, father does the better job. Okay? So, and then when they become a teenager, guess who's going to teach them how to drive? Yeah, especially the daughter. When the father is teaching them, the dad's teaching them how to drive, the daughter bonds with her dad. They get that feel of confidence. And then finally, when they're having trouble in college, in high school, a boy problem, the father, the dad can lead and advise and guide the daughter better. Of course, the father is going to say, you don't have to be naked. You don't have to send pictures to your boyfriend. So those things on the line that I'm talking about sex, the father will do a better job on that. He's not gonna let any boy just run through their daughter. No, he's gonna protect. He'll even threaten the other boys. So that's what the father is more critical, especially with the daughter growing up. Boys are knocking on the door trying to court her. The daughter needs that protection. Now the son, as he's growing up to be a teenager, he's gonna get involved with riffraff, bullies, and everything like that. Might he get involved in gangs just because he needs more power to build up his confidence and brotherhood. But with a father involved in his life, he's not gonna get involved with a gang because the dad is not gonna tolerate it. Number one. Number two, he's gonna get support from his dad. The confidence is coming from his dad, so he's not gonna get in trouble as much. Statistically, kids with no father figure, daughters or sons, they tend to get in trouble with the law because they don't have a mentor, a role model. Girls and boys, especially girls, as long as they're living with their dad, they're hanging around with their dad, they have high self-esteem. They will believe in themselves. And because of that, they can reach their goals in life. Good grades. They want to go to college. They want to have a career. And there's something about the dad's voice. See, the dad is the final authority. He's like a wall that you can't move. When a mother tells his kids, stop doing that, normally the kids don't stop. But when a dad say the same thing, stop doing that, there's something about the voice that kids behave. They hear the voice coming from their dad, they stop. Respect is given. The wall is there. The authority is there. So there's something about the dad, their voice and the way they are and the way they act. That's something that mothers cannot do. Let me tell you guys about my background. I grew up with a single mom. Me and my brother would always get in trouble with the law. My mom was a very strict mom. She was a very tough mom. I'm talking tough, strict, name it, physical. She'll get physical on us to discipline us. If we get in trouble, she'll get mad at us. We get in trouble, she'll punish it. But we always get in trouble. We got involved in gangs, but we didn't get involved in drugs. That's one thing I didn't want to get involved with, but I could just imagine it. But we always got in trouble just being bad boys. And when I was a teenager, I would always think, if I had a father, I wouldn't be in this mess. I would always think that. I go, how would it be if my father was here? I would never be able to get out of the house. Because we would sneak out. Actually, we live in an apartment, so because we were poor. When we knew when my mom was already sleeping. She was tired. Single mom, working all day long, making minimum wage. She's tired. We open the screen from our window. We just jump over, and it's party time. We'll go home maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, just before she wakes up. We were afraid of her, but we're not that afraid of her. But I know, and I knew then that if I had a father, you won't be able to get out. You won't be able to play tricks on our parents. So I know how it is. Boys, they need a father. They need a dad that would discipline them. They need a strong voice, a very deep voice to tell them, you're not going to do that again, or else. We get that voice from our dad, we're going to have to stop. It's over. We hear the same thing from our mom. We're kind of like, okay, we'll wait till she goes to sleep. We love her dearly. She's the best mom ever. I am who I am right now because of her nagging. And this is what she nags about almost at a daily basis, on a daily basis. Don't get any girls pregnant. If you get any girls pregnant, your life is over. Man, I hear that stuff almost every other day. And then she would tell us, aren't you tired of being poor? Do good in school and get out of this mess. No more hardship. And she would always say this: get yourself a job, fix your life, and get out of poverty. And we hear the same thing over and over. It's like a broken record. Now, if you guys don't know what a broken record is, it's a record we play. We don't have CDs or digital format back then. If it's a scratch on it, it would play the same thing and it would loop over and over. That's what a broken record is. Yes, my mom guided us, but it's still lacking. We still needed our dad to be around, but our dad wasn't around. But later on, as we got turned into adults, that's when we start realizing that if we don't fix ourselves, if we don't get out of this stuff we're into, then our life will never change. It will never get better. So later on, when we turned 18, we started hustling, started doing good in school and so on. And we left the bad kids. That's all I'm gonna say. And look at us now. I can just truly say we're good people now. Now, I'm not saying that the mom is not good enough. Mom is good enough, but there's certain stuff that moms can do good from, and they're best at it from birth all the way up to 7 years old, and then the father from 7 to finish high school. And then both parents can guide their kids from 18 till they get married and have kids. So there's a role there that they can play. The problem is most mothers, they're pissed off at the dad. So they become selfish. They take the kids and won't let the father see the kids. Every time the dad wants to see the kids, she'll say, oh, they're doing a sleepover. This weekend is not a good weekend. Every time the father's going to come over and visit, oh, we're going on a trip. The father's trying to come over, oh, we're going to a church event. So mothers that, I'm not saying all, the majority, they're selfish. They're trying to punish their ex-husband by punishing their own kids. They don't know that they're punishing their own kids. They just need to see this video that the kids need to grow up with another role model. But they don't see it that way. They just need to be taught. So based on this video that I'm making, something I need you guys to start thinking about, especially the young kids, the young single, or the young women and young men. They need to know this. If you guys have know somebody that are not married yet, spread this thought to them, that the mother is very critical and very important, that they choose the husband that they want their kids to become. So if they want their kids to be a drug addict, then marry a drug addict husband. And their daughters will also marry a drug addict husband. That's just an example. So mothers, you guys have a good or a very important role. The husband you choose, that's how your kid's gonna be. And your kids, your son is gonna emulate your husband. He's gonna be exactly like him. Not exactly, but he's gonna be very close. Even the mindset will be the same. And your daughter, her gold standard for choosing a husband will be the same as the father. So mothers, future mothers especially, think about what I just said. Now, for the dads, the future dads, if you don't have kids yet, you guys have the biggest role. Before you even thinking about having kids, you better check yourself. You got to make sure you are a good role model. Because if you're not a good role model, don't have kids. Because if you have kids, those kids will follow exactly what you're doing. That's why you need to be a good role model. So future fathers, future dads, you play a very large role in raising the kids. Raising the kids is not the same thing as maintaining the kids. Maintaining the kids is you buy food, you feed them, and they grow up. Raising the kids is making them grow up to be responsible, great adults, a productive adult of this country that we live in. So fathers, dads, before you get girls pregnant, you make yourself a good role model, because your kids is going to be looking for you and they're going to copy you. Now, if you're not around, who do you think they're going to copy? If you have a daughter, they're going to be with a pimp. If you have a son, they're going to be with a gang. Those are just examples. They won't be guided properly. They're going to be led astray. They're going to have a messed up life. And we don't want to set that. We don't want to set them to fail. So we all have a very good or important role in our life. My goal right now is to set this message, send it to everybody, and learn from it. So, yes, I am a product of a single mother. I grew up in that. I know how it is. I wish I had a responsible father that was around to guide me. And that probably or maybe would have, well, greater chance of me not being in trouble. Because when I was a young kid in high school, I was getting into a lot of trouble. But not anymore though. I'm a good kid now. So, thank you again for watching these videos. And remember, parents, this is a guide, something you guys should be thinking about. And let's not be selfish. Mothers, please don't hide your kids from their dad. And also, dads, teach your kids to respect the mother. I know if you guys are divorced or separated, make the best of it and don't taint the kids' thinking. We need to raise them so they be the best they can be. It's not their fault to be born, and it's not their fault that you guys are either separated or divorced. We need to raise better kids for the future. Until then, please subscribe, give me some likes, and leave me some comments below. And I will see you guys on the next video.